Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we need to talk about a massive story that's been lighting up the internet, especially in the crypto space. You've probably seen the headlines. White House to use US gold reserves to buy Bitcoin. It sounds like a game changer, right? The kind of news that could reshape global finance overnight. But before you rush to change your entire investment strategy, let's hit the pause button and do what we always do here. Separate the explosive headlines from the hard, verifiable facts. Is this real, or is it just another piece of high-octane speculation designed to get clicks? Let's dig in and find out. First, let's understand where this story is coming from. Over the past few weeks, a number of reports, particularly from crypto-focused media outlets and social media influencers, started pushing this narrative. The claim is sensational, that the United States government is preparing to sell off or revalue its vast gold reserves, held in places like Fort Knox, and use that capital to make a monumental purchase of Bitcoin. The implications would be staggering. It would be the strongest possible endorsement of Bitcoin as a primary reserve asset, potentially sending its price to the moon and signaling a major shift away from traditional assets like gold. It's an electrifying idea, and it's easy to see why it spread like wildfire. But an extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence. So, what's the evidence? Let's look at what we know for sure, based on official sources. It is true that the US government's stance on Bitcoin has evolved. They have officially recognized Bitcoin as a strategic digital asset, which is a significant step. In line with this, a strategic Bitcoin reserve and a US digital asset stockpile have been established. This shows that the government is taking Bitcoin and other digital assets seriously, viewing them as important components of the modern financial landscape. This is a fact, and it's a bullish one for the crypto world. It confirms that Bitcoin is on the radar at the highest levels of government. However, and this is the crucial part, there is absolutely no official statement, no press release, no communication from the White House, the Treasury Department, or any other government body confirming a plan to sell gold to buy Bitcoin. We've looked for an executive order. There isn't one. We've looked for a confirmation from the Treasury Secretary. It doesn't exist. We've searched for any official minutes or policy documents that even hint at this. Nothing. All the official channels are silent on this specific plan. This lack of confirmation is the biggest red flag. In the world of government policy, especially something this monumental, you don't just hear about it through the grapevine. There would be official announcements, press briefings, and detailed policy papers. So, if it's not official policy, where did this story originate? It seems to have started with a piece of financial analysis, a theoretical proposal put forward by some market analysts. The idea was this: the US government holds over 8,000 metric tons of gold. On its books, this gold is valued at a very old statutory price of about $42 per ounce. But the current market price of gold is thousands of dollars per ounce. These analysts proposed that if the US were to revalue its gold holdings to the current market price, it would create a massive surplus on the government's balance sheet. This new paper wealth could then, theoretically, be used to acquire strategic assets like Bitcoin without needing to raise taxes or print more money. It's a clever and interesting financial model. It's a thought experiment, but that's all it was. It was analysis, not policy. It was a what-if scenario, not a what is happening report. The problem is, in the fast-paced world of online news, theoretical analysis can quickly get twisted and reported as a confirmed plan. The nuance gets lost, and the speculative part is dropped. The headline analysts suggest a way to buy Bitcoin morphs into White House plans to buy Bitcoin. This is a classic example of how misinformation can spread, even if it starts from a kernel of truth. To further clarify the situation, let's look at what US Treasury officials have actually said. When questioned about the government's crypto activities, officials have been clear. They have stated that the government is not actively going out and purchasing Bitcoin with taxpayer money or by selling other assets like gold. So where does the government's current Bitcoin holding come from? It's almost entirely from asset forfeitures. When law enforcement agencies like the FBI or the DEA bust criminal operations, they often seize assets, including large amounts of Bitcoin. These confiscated coins are then held in the government's digital asset stockpile. They aren't buying it on the open market like an investor. They are acquiring it through law enforcement actions. This is a critical distinction. So let's bring it all together and lay out the bottom line. The claim that the White House has a concrete plan to use U.S. gold reserves to buy Bitcoin is, as of right now, unauthenticated. It's speculation, not official, confirmed policy. The story appears to be a misinterpretation of theoretical analysis that has been amplified by the crypto media echo chamber. While the U.S. government does recognize Bitcoin's strategic importance and holds it through forfeitures, there is no evidence to support the idea of a massive gold for Bitcoin swap. Now, could this change in the future? Absolutely. In the world of finance and geopolitics, anything is possible. If the U.S. government were to ever make such an announcement officially, it would be one of the biggest financial stories of the century. Markets would react instantly and dramatically. The price of both gold and Bitcoin would see unprecedented volatility, but we are not there yet. And making financial decisions based on unconfirmed rumors is a recipe for disaster. It's vital to stay informed, but also to remain critical of the information you consume. Always ask, who is reporting this? What is their source? Is it an official statement or just someone's opinion or analysis? This situation is a perfect reminder of why it's so important to be a discerning news consumer in the digital age. Headlines are designed to grab your attention, but the real story is often found in the details. The difference between a theoretical model and a confirmed government policy is everything. So for now, the story of the US selling gold for Bitcoin belongs in the file labeled speculation, not fact. We will, of course, keep our eyes and ears open. If any official confirmation emerges, you can be sure we will cover it here immediately with a full breakdown. But until then, stay grounded in the facts. Thanks so much for watching and for taking the time to understand the nuances of this complex story. If you appreciate this kind of fact-based, no-hype analysis, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more verified updates on global finance and the crypto world. We'll help you navigate the noise. See you in the next video.